Hello, everybody. A very warm welcome along to SportsBet Racing TV with me, Paul Alster. I'm glad to be here with you. We weren't able to bring you a selection last week, so it's great to be along to take a look ahead to the action coming up on Saturday. As ever, I'm looking for horses at really decent each way prices. I've got the one selection for you going at Newmarket on Saturday. If you're interested in more than one selection, then I've already put up 4 recommendations for Saturday, 3 of them at Newbury and 1 at Thirsk. That's over at my subscription service at Out in Front, the link for which you can find in the description box just below this screen. And also just below this screen, if you want to subscribe for free selections just about every weekend and at the big festival meetings, then just press the red subscribe button below this screen. Well, I'll go straight to it this week. As I say, I'm heading to Newmarket, where we're still racing on the Rowley Mile. There are 13 runners anticipated for the 250 at Newmarket on Saturday, which is the 7 furlong. Read Meg Nichols's blog at betmgm.co.uk handicap. It's a Class 3 race for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 0 to 95. Now, the early betting suggests that the informed Andrew Balding's Golden Redemption is going to be very prominent in this race. He's around a 4-to-1 favourite in what is a very open market. He was second at Newmarket over the course and distance to Billy Joe just a couple of weeks ago. He's gone up £2 for that. Been knocking on the door since winning his maiden at Newbury over 6 furlongs last season. I just wonder whether the handicapper just about has him where he wants him, and so I think he's worth taking him on. I'd be a little bit more worried about 40 Years On, who's trained by George Scott, and the mount of Jamie Spencer, who's very much among the winners of late. You may have seen him ride an absolute peach of a race to blitz the opposition in a good handicap over at York earlier in the week on Jackajaro. That was a horse, by the way, that was one of just 2 selections I put up on Thursday at Out in Front, 14-to-1 winner. So subscribers there, very happy indeed. Well, Jamie rides 40 Years On here, a horse who won 3 of his last 4 starts last season, was really progressive and ended just failing by a head at Southall, form of which has been franked recently by the winner, Maybe Not. So even though he's been off 8 months, I'm thinking that 40 Years On could be a pretty big danger because he is unexposed. Now, Tim Easterby travels a horse called Sun all the way down from his Yorkshire base. This horse went really close at Thirsk in April, just beaten a short head off 81. Then he was beaten just over a length at Haydock last week off 82, creeping up the weights. He's off 83 this time, but in cracking form, and I think will be thereabouts. I think we can expect an improved effort from I Still Have Faith for the Stuart Williams stable, with the excellent Italian rider Marco Ghiani on board, beaten just a nose at Lingfield on the all-weather at the start of last month. He tackled a mile here last time out. He won the race in his group, but that group was behind the one that had a track advantage, and overall he finished 5th. So he's actually run a lot better than his 5th place of 13 indicates. I Still Have Faith. And he's gone down a pound despite actually winning his race on his part of the track. So he's interesting around 10-to-1. And then there's a horse trained by George Bowie and the mount of the great Billy Loughnane, Billy the Kid. And that's the combination that, of course, won the Guineas a few weeks ago at the track. A horse called Shah, who's been off the track for very nearly 20 months. He showed a lot of promise a couple of seasons ago, running placed in some decent maiden and novice races before winning by 4 lengths in a decent novice at Southall in October of 24. Now, Shah has obviously had some sort of a serious issue. He's also had a breathing operation. So I think the market is likely to tell us if the Bowie team feel they've got this horse back, if the breathing operation has worked, and if he's fit enough to do himself justice first time in a handicap off a mark of 89, off a 585-day absence. So an interesting runner, Shah. Keep your eyes on the market. But for me, I'm taking you to Silver Ghost. And Silver Ghost is trained by Emmeline Bell and is the mount of Finley Marsh. Now, this is a really interesting contender because, of course, really decent strike rate with the few horses she runs on the flat, and she won with this horse at Goodwood virtually a year ago in May of last season, winning a Heritage Handicap, £100,000 race off a mark of 87. Now, the horse went on to run well at Royal Ascot in the Sandringham Fillies Stakes. She also ran well at York's Ebo fixture, finishing 6th of 18 at the Ebor meet. When she appeared here over the course and distance at the Guineas meeting and was third behind Billy Joe. That was a really nice effort. It's the type of run that looked as though it was going to bring the filly on and that would blow away all those cobwebs. Significantly as well, Silver Ghost is a previous winner over this course and distance, so she has a lot going for her. She's got that seasonal return under her belt. She is a course and distance winner as well. She won at this time of the year as well last season and is only £4 higher, having actually progressed and run well in some plenty of hot races since then. So I think that at the current odds, at the time of this recording of 8-1 each way, I think Silver Ghost is going to run a massive race with Finley Marsh on board. And Finley Marsh, who's attached to the Richard Hughes stable, has been riding plenty of winners for Hughes in recent weeks. So that is my one selection for you that I'm focusing on here at SportsBet on Saturday. Remember, if you want to find out more selections from me with some in-depth analysis, my out in front selections are available via the description link in the box below this screen, where you can sign up. And it's plenty busy enough at the moment with loads of big meetings all the way through until the Derby and going into Royal Ascot. Of course, the Irish Guineas meeting coming up very soon as well. Whatever you're backing this weekend, I wish you the very best of luck. Bye-bye for now.